Talk 365 TV's Talking Wellness is brought to you by Green Horizon. And welcome back to Talk 365. I'm Trip Mitchell, and that's Holly Love. And you were going to say something about my...
Well, I'm reluctant because I have to admit that you were right about something. This is our wellness news you can use, everybody. We're going to start out, we're going to talk a little nutrition to start. And Trip, I have to admit, you've done something with your diet. I give you crap about your diet all the time. I mean, you eat expired cheeses, you consume cake on a daily basis. But I've been learning about intermittent fasting, and it's been my latest thing. I know I'm all over the board. I've been doing keto, I've been low carb, and now intermittent fasting. It all kind of rolls together though, and it's all in the same groups of people. They kind of go back and forth with keto to intermittent. And not eating breakfast and having black coffee in the morning is probably one of the most healthy things you can do. And I've read some studies on it, the way it helps with your hormone balance. And you've done this as long as I've known you, and I've told you you're crazy. You need to eat breakfast.
Okay, I'm going to back up.
How did you know that?
There was a study done about 70 years ago called the Iowa Breakfast Study, and I've mentioned it on the show before. It says...
Have you?
It was done by the University of Iowa Medical School.
Okay.
And it says breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
Okay.
Guess who paid for that study?
Kellogg's.
Bingo.
Good guess me. Wow.
So if in the field of research...
Wow.
So there's some doctors who say it's super important. There are doctors who say you do small meals all day.
Sure.
I know just for me, if I eat breakfast, I am hungry all day. Mm-hmm. So I'm hungry in the morning, typically maybe 10 or 15 minutes.
Mm. Yeah. Black coffee will blunt your appetite. It's magical. Like if you're even the slightest bit hungry, you have a sip of it and it's just like gone.
So for lunch today, I will have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
And you'll maintain your weight, which is crazy. But here's why it works. And I don't know if you've researched why it works or how you figured out how to do that, or if it was just something you
just
found.
Accident, yeah.
You just did it. I didn't know if somewhere in your hockey past you had a coach that was like, do this, it's great. But you have human growth hormone levels that like blow up when you allow your body to rest. Like they grow and you get to have your muscle stores increase. All kinds of great things happen when you give your body a break from eating. And then if you're wanting to do a restricted calorie diet, it makes the diet much easier because you can eat bigger meals once you do start eating. And with the coffee, you're not hungry leading up to the time that you eat a late lunch and a dinner, however you want to disperse your calories. And you can eat a balanced diet. So you're eating a little bit of carbs, protein, fats, all of it. And it's even okay if you have some sugar, because here's my biggest problem with keto. And I still love it in theory. I think it was easy. I think it's a cool thing and it works for a lot of people. But if you eat one chip, or if you're at a sales lunch, or you're at a business meeting and you're in one of those situations where you need to eat something, you've just ruined 2 weeks of your dieting with keto. It's a hard diet to maintain when you're out and about.
It is. And if you can control things, Vita was on it and she measured the food and stuff, but
it's hard.
All these diets, they're tough. And the one thing that you can do to lose weight is cut calories. That is the end
of the day. That's really all. And eat a good balanced diet. But even on this one, I've been watching people the one guy who's one of my favorites, he eats a Reese's peanut butter cup before he goes to bed every night. And there's studies that show that carbs help men and women keep their testosterone up. So I'm curious to see if I finally maybe eat a balanced diet, if maybe I can get my hormones balanced and all that stuff.
Do you believe in vitamins?
Yes.
Vitamins are up to debate. A lot of people get a lot of good out of them. You know, I think the most important thing is eating a healthy diet.
Yeah.
And, realistically, all our foods have so many supplements. And, right now we're in a trade crisis right now because Trump has decided to get into a challenge with China. And they're really smart. They've tariffed goods that come from states that voted for Trump, so soybeans.
Yeah, I read that.
But the problem is now that Trump is working with Europe to get them to import, we have genetically modified crops, and Europe won't go for that. Mm-hmm. So it's very different. And, theoretically, what you eat is the most important thing to your health.
It really is. And it's important when there's fitness fads to look into the studies that you're reading and who is sponsoring them. Because like you brought up the Kellogg study, The protein industry, makers of protein shakes and supplements that are that way, like, the quick shakes, they were the ones that were producing all those studies, maybe 10 years ago, 5 years ago, where have a high protein diet and you got to be eating protein 3 times a day because you can only absorb a certain amount of protein at a time. They've actually done studies now that blow that up and say, no, your body will absorb all the protein you give it when you give it to it.
And the problem with studies is whoever pays for it gets the outcome.
Yeah. So if it's, to me, I think if a diet is telling you real food, real, like you don't need a certain supplement, you can eat all the foods and still lose weight, which is just basically restricting your calories. So I'm going back to everything you've been preaching to me, and I'm living the trip lifestyle. In fact, we may even have cake at the end of today. Who knows? We'll
That's
see
my
what
incentive
happens.
to come. So what are we going to do when we get back?
Well, coming up at you right now is our Wellness Minute, brought to you by Green Horizon CBD oil. Check it out.
Talk 365 Wellness Minute is brought to you by Green Horizon.
Hi, my name's Char Owen and I'm with Green Horizon. We are a local CBD oil company in Kaysville, Utah. I just wanted to share a little bit about my experience with CBD oil and why I chose to be an affiliate with the company. A few months ago, I fell and hurt my shoulder pretty bad. I could not take any form of an opiate at work, so I decided to try CBD oil. Kind of heard the buzz around it and wanted to kind of figure out what it could do for me. So I gave it a try and it was absolutely amazing. It was able to take away my pain and make me be able to work and not be in a tremendous amount of pain. So from that point, the biggest side effect I would say would be the amazing ability to take away my anxiety. I've come off of my anti-anxiety medication. I've come off of my antidepressants as well. From that point, we decided to try it on my oldest son. He does struggle with ADHD in school, and this year it was very obvious. So we decided to try CBD oil, and he now is a lot more focused. He seems to interact a lot better with the kids around him. His teachers are much happier with him. And from that point, we decided to try it on my youngest son. He has sensory processing disorder, SPD. It's been able to tremendously help him be able to focus as well and be able to not need as much stimulation in the daily life. So we are a very happy CBD family, and one thing that has kept us with Green Horizon is the fact that our products here are 99.9% pure. If you would like more information on Green Horizon, either you can come up and visit us, 140 North Main Street, Suite D in Kaysville. You can always reach us online at www.mygreenhorizon.com and also on Facebook.